Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make a full English breakfast. Or if you were in Britain, you would probably refer to it simply as a fry-up. Many of you that watch us know that Wade and I watch quite a bit of British TV, whether it's programs from the 1960s, to current, and a lot of times you hear them talking about a fry-up or an English breakfast, a full English breakfast. So many years ago, well, not many, maybe 7, 8 years ago, I really got intrigued with being able to do a full English breakfast. Now, unfortunately, I found that for a lot of the products to make it kind of an authentic, traditional, full English breakfast, I couldn't get them here in the United States. Before we moved, in our old house, we used to have we were lucky enough to have a little Irish-English grocery not too far from us, and we were able to get some of them, but not every. I found website, just happened to find a website last week that sold everything. It's called Jolly Posh Foods. Way to put a link on this video. It was beautiful. Everything they sent was fresh. It was, really within a couple days shipping. I would highly recommend them if you're gonna get the traditional products. Now, this has kind of become our Easter tradition to have a big breakfast on Easter, whether it's just Wade and I or we have other people. I've done a fry-up. We really only do it once a year. I mean, this is not a low-fat breakfast, but it's delicious. So, all right. Before I go on and on, oftentimes they'll say, "Oh, this isn't complicated. This is really easy." This is so easy. There's really not even a recipe to it. It just depends upon the order that you go in, and of course, you want to put the things that are going to take longest to cook in, and then work your way down to what's going to cook the fastest. All right, so let's talk about our ingredients. So we're going to need a little bit of vegetable oil and, of course, butter because tomatoes and mushrooms and eggs love butter. We're going to need some salt and pepper. All right. Now, first, let's talk about these traditional pork bangers. I spent a lot of money on this order. Well, I spent over $100, so I got the free shipping. But we're going to do a bangers and mash as well. So I got another package of those. So we can do that recipe for all of you. And Wade had that recently. We went out to eat here, or he went out with work. Anyway, he had bangers and mash at kind of an authentic little Irish pub that's not too far from here, and it was really good, so I'm going to try making it. All right, so traditional bangers. Okay, so this is a pork sausage. It's a pork breakfast sausage, or I guess any kind of sausage. It's a little bit bigger than us. It looks more like our Italian sausage, which you could use if you can't or don't want to order the traditional pork bangers. I think this would be great with a chicken breakfast sausage or a mild Italian sausage. But these are big. They're going to take the longest to cook. So we've got those already started. All right. Then we're going to have some back bacon. Okay. So this is the bacon that's more common in Britain than in America. We have never been able to get this before, so this will be the first time that we're trying it. So this is back bacon. They call our style bacon, I think they call it streaky bacon. All right, but it's bacon. It's not cured like ours is, or at least in the same way, but it'll be interesting to see what it tastes like. Then we've got some black pudding and white pudding. Now, guys, those are not pudding. At least what we would call pudding, okay? It seems to me in the Britain part of the UK, or both of them, they refer to anything that's in a casing as a pudding. At least, that seems how it is to me. Now, I'll let you look up black pudding by yourself. It's not particularly one of my favorites. I think it's an acquired taste, and I think if you've grown up in eating a full English breakfast or a fry-up, every weekend, I think it's definitely something you start to enjoy. Wade likes it. It's not my favorite. I'm going to try a little piece of it. Then we've got, so basically what it is it's a pork, and it's got oatmeal in it, and some spices and so on and so forth. That's both the black and the white. Those are all, that's pre-cooked. We're going to slice that. So all you want to do is get a nice brown on it. All right, then we're going to fry up some or roast some tomatoes. So try to get some nice little ripe tomatoes if you can. And we're going to fry up some delicious mushrooms. Of course, we need eggs. Now, I usually, when I'm making this, I'll say 2 meats per person. So 2 sausage, 2 bacon, 2 of the black or white pudding, and 2 eggs. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some toast in a minute, but 2 pieces of toast. As far as the veggies are concerned, do it, one tomato each, and then a good handful of the mushrooms. Now, one other thing that's really interesting about a full fry up is it calls for Heinz beans. Now, as I've told you before, we have at our Stop and Shop was a national store, so yours probably has it too. But we have a really nice international aisle that I can get a lot of canned goods and dry goods from. So I can actually get these here. Now, these are not like our baked beans at all. They're not even called baked beans. These are beans in tomato sauce. Now, we have been able to get that before, and I have made the full English breakfast with them. And truth be told, we prefer American style baked beans. They're good. They're just a very mild bean, and it's done in a tomato sauce. It kind of goes with everything, but they are good. But we're going to do the traditional ones because I wanted to keep this as traditional as possible. All right, and then we got some eggs. Okay, so you can prepare your eggs any way you want. I'm going to do ours sunny side up. You can do scrambled. You can do poached. Of course, I've seen it in all different ways. All right, and then one of the other important things is we're going to do some toast or fried bread. So we've got some good hearty white bread. We're going to slather it with butter, and we're going to fry it up on the griddle. Now, I've seen in other videos that I've watched about a full English breakfast, they actually fry the bread in oil. They put it in a frying pan with a good couple inches of oil and actually fry it up, and it looks delicious. But we'll just toast. We'll fry it up on the flat top on the griddle here. You can also just do it in the toaster and put some butter on it. Of course, the beans are easy. All we're going to do is put those in a pan. All right, we're going to leave you now that we've gone over everything. I'm going to get kind of everything in the order and that we're going to cook it. And then, believe it or not, this will be done. We probably won't even have to do another cut. Oh, one other thing. I've got the oven set at 205. I don't know why I did 205. I just stopped there. I've got a cookie sheet or a sheet pan covered with some aluminum foil to aid with cleanup. And as I make these things, I'm going to put them on the sheet and put them back in the oven so everything stays warm. And then when we put it all together, it'll be nice and piping hot. I also have, I'm literally use 2, when I make these, I use platters or much bigger than a regular plate. You'll see when I'll put it up. But I also have those in the oven getting warm. So, okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so as I said, guys, really the most difficult part of doing a fry up is going in the order of the things are going to get cooked. So we've got our bangers. They're all probably done. So I'm going to throw our bacon on. Okay, so we're just going to give a little bit of oil just to get them started going. And we've got our bacon. What are these called? I forgot.
Back bacon.
Back bacon. So it is bacon, but all right. These are going to cook relatively fast, of course, because they're cut thin. I'm going to cook all that were in the package. Like I said, I would usually do 2, but I'm sure we'll eat them. And then when those are nicely fried, I'm going to put everything onto our lined sheet. Let me just wash off my hands. Now I happen to, I bought sliced mushrooms, but, and these are just button mushrooms, right? They're bottom already sliced just because it's a little bit easier, but you can buy full ones. or whole ones if you want. And I'd at least quarter them. You can slice them as thin or thick as you want. And then with the black pudding and the white pudding, like I said, it's usually 2 pieces per person. I'm going to do a few more, but so I cut them about, inch or so thick each. This is all, as I said, this is cooked already, so you only have to, I like to get a nice brown, bottom on them. And then as far as the tomatoes, we got our tomatoes. I just sliced off the tops and the bottoms. We'll put them on, we'll put a little bit of salt and pepper on them when we put them on the grill. Like I said, we got our mushrooms. Our eggs are going to go in last. And then, of course, for our bread, wipe that off. So I got some nice hearty white bread, and I'm going to very generously butter it. Hopefully this is just like that, guys. I mean, you know how to butter bread. Anyway, I'm going to put a nice amount of butter on each one so we get a nice fry on it. All right, let's take a look at our bacon. We want it, a nice brown to it. That's not quite done yet. But I think we can move our sausages. I want one of those nice big flat tops that you can use outside. It's such a beautiful day here, although it's not that warm. I mean, it's 48, it's warm enough. I don't think we would have cooked outside. It's probably too cold to actually cook outside, but we're gonna, like I said, we still want them a little bit more brown. And of course, part of the deliciousness of this is everything kind of fries in the same area and all in the same little bit of extra butter and fat. All right, so I'm going to actually put a little bit of butter on my griddle. And I'm going to put our black pudding. And let's see, I've got my grill on. I could probably go up a little higher. It's on, like, say, 275, at least according to this particular grill. Start to let those brown. Yeah. While I'm buttering the rest of our bread, Wade will keep you guys entertained with all of our frying goodness here. Well, he was afraid I was going to say he's going to tell a story or something, but I always loved Easter. Of course, growing up, we would go to services in the morning. Although actually, we would wake up. I don't know about all of you, but we would wake up and there was a Easter basket on our bureau, usually, filled with all kinds of goodies. For years, Wade and I actually colored eggs. Remember when we used to color eggs? Yeah. We haven't done that in a while. We should do that. And I would actually hide some around the house, and he'd look for them. But I always enjoyed coloring Easter eggs. But yeah, so we would we'd wake up on Easter morning and there'd be an Easter basket on our bureau, like I said, typically. And we'd get up, of course, and then my mom would have, we would color eggs the night before, and then we'd wake up and, go looking for them. Of course, my mom would hide them during the night. Then we usually had ham, kind of like I think a lot of people in America have ham for Easter dinner. There we go. So we got a little bit of color on it. It's not quite like bacon where you get that really crispy, it's not, from what I can see of what I've watched people cooking it on other channels. So we'll give it a turn. Probably give it one more turn as well, but talking about Easter made me think of the Tooth Fairy. Now, when I grew up, the Tooth Fairy, we didn't leave our tooth under our pillow. I don't know why in my house, the Tooth Fairy, I didn't like it under the pillow. We would leave our tooth that fell out in a drinking glass of water. And we would wake up and our little payment for our tooth to the Tooth Fairy was in the glass of water. It was probably 25 or...
In the glass of water?
Yes, the coin was inside. Yeah, it was a coin, not... Yeah. Honey, what do you think my parents left? If your parents left dollars, that's good for you, but mine didn't leave dollars. Yeah, it was probably 25 cents or... 50 cents possibly at the most. But then, I don't want to date either one of us, but at that time, you could buy, especially if you went to the penny candy store. I probably nobody that watches us remembers Parker's Penny Candy Store in, I think it was West Boylston, Massachusetts. I can remember that was like, one of the best days in the world if we went to Parker Penny Candy. Of course, then it was, candy was actually a penny per piece. Maybe 2 cents, depending upon what you bought. All right, I got our bread all buttered. But you went in with the basket and then you could go all around and get whatever you want. I think Parker's is still there. All right, so that's good. See, we got a nice, it's turned darker. It's turned black. All right, so we got a nice crust on there. Let me move these out of the way. You can see a little better on that one. So like I said, these are cooked, but you want to get a nice nice crust on them. And I don't know, what did that take, 3 or 4 minutes? Yeah. All right, so we'll let that side get browned. And then when we'll let that side get brown, and then I'm going to put our tomatoes and mushrooms on there. So then I'm going to do the bread, and then the egg I will do last. I'm going to turn our grill up just a smidge to hurry that back bacon getting a little bit more crispy. As I said, that's really all it is. You're frying everything. It's smelling delicious. And of course, any good English or Irish person, when making either a full Irish breakfast or a full English breakfast, and of course you could do a full Scottish breakfast too, or a Scottish fry-up. The English and Irish look really, really similar. I would have thought that in Ireland, maybe they would add some type of hash browns or something, but it seems that kind of in later years, it's the English that have added some type of fried potato to it. We recently, on, I forgot one of the channels, but there's a show called Still Game, and it's about two older gentlemen. They've been friends for many, many years. They've raised their families, together, and their kids and wives and everything knew each other. And they're retirees, although you can tell they're younger than the people they're portraying. Anyway, I have fallen in love with it. I just keep watching it over and over again. And they do it's set in Scotland. It's Till space GAME. I think it's on Netflix. No.
I'm not sure.
I forgot which one. It's on one of the app TVs. But anyway, they do. They're from Scotland, and their fry up looks very similar to what we're doing. I don't know. I jokingly said to Wade when we were talking about doing it, I said, well, maybe in Scotland they add haggis, but it didn't seem to me that they did. But black pudding is always very, almost always, what's the word I want? Is almost always on a full English breakfast. More so than the white pudding. The bacon is probably done. All right, but I'm going to go throw this in the oven. Be right back. Just to keep everything nice and warm. Like I said, the bacon is probably done. I'm sure it's just because my, idea of bacon is really, really crispy bacon. But the ham is cured, at least in the respect that, or the back bacon, I believe it is cooked. We'll have to look into that. I believe, what's the word? I mean, could you eat it right out of the package? I'm not sure. Like bacon, well, technically bacon, well, you can't eat bacon right out of the package either. So, yeah, I guess, yeah. It should always be fried. Yeah, don't ever eat raw bacon. Opposed to if you were doing like a country cured ham, you could, because that's actually been cured. So it's, dried, aged, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm going to just push this off to the side. And I'm going to, believe it or not, we want just a little tiny bit more butter. Because, in my opinion, the only thing tomatoes like more than butter is mayonnaise. And we're not looking at getting this cooked all the way through. Of course, it's gonna soften up a bit. I guess roasted would be the right term because it's frying. We want to get it, but we do want to get a little bit of brown on the side. We'll do a little bit of salt and pepper. And we can also get our mushrooms on, and we're going to put a little pat of butter there in this low-fat, low-calorie breakfast we're going to have. And then, like I said, probably a good handful for each person. It's funny, neither Wade or I were really crazy about mushrooms, but as we've gotten older, we have kind of started to like them a bit, especially in this this way, fried up like this. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Of course, we find, that if it's fresh mushrooms, we've started to enjoy them a lot more. Not canned, but I'm going to put a couple more on there. Those are going to get nice. Oh, look at how pretty they are. Ooh, oops. On the counter. Oh, that's so cute. Throw a couple of the big ones on there. All right, our tomatoes aren't even done, near done, but I'm sure our bacon is now done, so I'm going to go grab our pan, and this will allow us to... Ooh, that looks delicious. Probably a little bit crispier than they make it in England from what I've seen on TV, or on YouTube, or whatever the case may be. All right, be right back. Oh, I had started to say, and then I went on to talking about something else, that we're also going to make a nice cup of fresh brewed tea. And I don't have to go into the full story, but probably 10, 15 years ago, Wade was having some heart palpitations that they couldn't really quite figure out. Both of us were working full-time, over 40-hour jobs, and we just weren't seeing a lot of each other, and he started to have this health thing, so I thought, I got to do something where we can, because we were, like 2 ships passing in the night. We'd be working full-time, have dinner, and then I was in real estate at the time, so I would go off and, be out working until, early in the evening. But anyway, so I started making we had afternoon tea every afternoon, at least Monday through Friday. I would make sure I was home shortly after he got home. And so we got into tea so that we could spend a little time together. And then we'd have our tea, and I would go off and finish with my clients. But in any event, so we're going to have, I'm going to make a nice cup of tea, fresh brewed tea. We got this in England, this is called the Brown Betty teapot. It's a clay teapot with a glaze over it. Now, the reason I bring that up is if any of you would like us to do kind of a full tea, we'll do tea with, we'll do, cucumber sandwiches and watercress sandwiches and so on. Oops, I left a mushroom. Let us know. And we will do a video of that. What happened to my mushroom? Get over here. Get back in there. All right, so that's done. Let's check our tomato. See if he's done. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit more brown. So with any of the vegetables, don't necessarily, cook it to the extent that you like. I think those look so good. I'm gonna put a couple more in. What?
You probably eat both of them.
Yeah, I know it. I don't know why they're so appealing to me today. But, so of course, as I said, the doneness really depends upon you. I mean, or the people you're cooking for. We tend to like our veggies cooked. Me, at least. Wade does too. Opposed to being crunchy. All right. Let's give this a little salt and pepper. And we got all that nice mingled fat, for lack of a better way to describe it. We talked about doing this, what do they call it, live streaming. I just don't think we're quite set up to do a live stream. And plus also being a holiday, I wasn't sure if we'd get our followers to watch. But that is a goal. We're going to do a live stream show one of these days. Let's take a look at our tomatoes. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. And again, we're not looking to get those soft or cooked all the way through. They're gonna soften up a bit more as they sit and wait for everything else as well. Anyway. Did that go and get some pepper? There we go. And we're going to do today for tea, we're going to do, I mean, I think traditionally you would definitely do a breakfast tea, like an English breakfast tea or an Irish breakfast tea. We really like Earl Grey, so we're going to do Earl Grey, which is a black tea, but so is our breakfast tea as well. Ooh, I don't know why those mushrooms are smelling so good to me, but they smell delicious. All right, we don't need this anymore, right? I'm stuck on the... Get my hands a rinse just in case. Again, like I said, you do not need a griddle or a big contraption or to go out and spend any money on something to cook on like this. Just do it all in a big gigantic frying pan. You might need two, but I don't think you'll need more than two. So like I said, we're gonna do our toast in a second as soon as we get our tomatoes to the point I want them. We've got our beans heated through over there. I don't know, but those look delicious to me, so I'm gonna get and they'll continue to cook a little bit more. Well, I'm gonna get my stuff. All right, we'll get our mushrooms all in a pile. And I'm just trying to keep everything apart so that when I plate it up, it'll look pretty for a picture. Let's see. I think these might be done. Yep, no, we're going to give those a few more minutes. And I'm going to put that back in the oven. Nope, don't touch it, it's hot. Of course, this grill has a hot spot, and it's usually closer to the middle. I'm just going to push some of our fat down into our little drain area because I'm going to put our toast on. So our egg is, it's going to be the last thing to go in the griddle. And like I said, you certainly can just do toast. I'm going to turn that up a bit because we want our bread to get nice and toasty. Get our tomatoes over there and that little bit of standing fat. I should have just done all the, you know what, I'm going to put those on there. We'll put them on there. Get over there. We won't need any butter for the table. There's enough butter in here. And I think our tomatoes are done. Let me just take a look at the other side. And you can see they're pretty tender. Oh, perfect. Oh, and that one too. All right. in my pan. So we got a lot of our components of our fry up. So there's our tomatoes. All right, guys, we got our tomatoes, our mushrooms, our pudding sausages, our bangers, and our bacon. We're just waiting for toast and eggs. And the beans are on the stove. Wouldn't that be hilarious if I dropped this?
Oh.
I'm just going to give my beans a stir. Oop. Made a mess. Yeah. Oh well. Made a mess with the beans. Why is it so difficult to keep the stove clean? Oy. I wish somebody smarter than me would invent a self-cleaning stove. Getting there. So as I said, you can do any kind of egg that you want. We're going to try to do sunny side up. Can't guarantee that that's actually going to happen, but we're going to try. Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
Doesn't that look delicious? Ooh, butter makes everything better. So we'll let that get browned up again, and we'll put that just on a plate because, but I'm running out of plates. Ooh, hot. We'll put that just on a plate because we don't need to put that in the oven. Yep, we're going to need some butter, just a little bit more butter for our eggs. While you guys watch that fry, I'm going to start to heat up my teapot. It's probably done. Yep, that's good. Alright, let me put this aside. Ooh, I forgot that plate was still warm. Our nice mushrooms. Alright, we're going to put our eggs on. And then we're going to leave you for a bit because we still need to put everything together. So you'll come back and everything will magically be put on a plate so we can eat. Nice butter in there. I have used enough paper towels, which is, I'm awful, I'm sorry. Anybody watching us thinking, oh my God, look at the, oh my gosh, look at the paper towels they're wasting. I do, we recycle, we rinse everything. But I am addicted to paper towels. I use far more than I should. All right, so I just got this plate over here because we'll be able to crack our eggs on it. Got the yolk, but I also gotta I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, definitely. So, a fried egg. Yes, it's still, to me, a fried egg, sunny side egg is very difficult. And I, unfortunately, I have to say, I think that's a sign of a good cook or a trained cook, is they can make one. I'm successful probably about 40% of the time. All right, so, I'm not gonna use another paper towel, I'm gonna use one of these. All right, we got a little salt and pepper. And I guess if I had to give any advice on the egg, it would be to kind of just, I broke that one. Sorry, that'll be mine. Just kind of bring your ends up together. Wish I had put them just a little closer together, but we'll give those a few seconds. Look at that, I broke it. Oop, I don't want that over there. Get over here. That's that eggshell. And should I try one more? Go for one more so we have two nice looking ones. We'll try. It's also the younger your eggs are, the less likely they're going to, or you know, in terms of how long they've been in storage. Yeah, we'll try. Okay, now, I am not going to attempt to flip those over, guys. I'm going to leave them like this, and I'm going to let them cook. All right, so that is the cooking of our fry-up. We'll be back, and we'll be eating. See you in a little bit. Okay, guys, we're gonna eat our Easter breakfast brunch. This is gonna be our big meal for the day. I hope that you guys like the look of it. Let me pour some cheese for Mr. Wade here.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Wade likes his just with a little bit of sweetener. And I like mine with some. Don't get those. I like mine with some milk. I haven't made us tea in a while, huh?
Yeah, look.
All right. Since the breakfast is the big thing, dig in. I'll never sip my tea.
Oh my goodness, there's so much here.
Hot, delicious. You going in for the mushrooms first? I'll taste the
I'm
mushrooms.
gonna try the
Try
bangers.
the sausage. Or,
Yeah.
We haven't had those before. But it's like, what is it? Just like a mild, mild
A mild sausage.
That's good. Especially, I should have got this a knife. We'll get that in a minute. Especially when you Gonna mix everything all together. My eggs actually came out pretty good.
We did.
Let's try the bacon because we have not had the what is this called again?
Back bacon.
Back bacon. We haven't had this. Ooh, it's good. It tastes more. Tastes a little like Canadian bacon.
Yeah. Mild taste to it too.
Much milder than our
Yeah,
bacon, but
yeah.
yum yum. Right. Well, who's gonna go for a back pudding? I wanted to stay with camera.
The black pudding's not bad.
And I think if
Yeah.
you took a mouthful of the beans and the everything, put everything on one fork, I think it's really, really good. This is the white pie. Good. It's good. It's tasty. It's kind of hard. To me, it tastes like liverwurst.
Yeah.
We haven't eaten liverwurst in a long time, but like I said, now usually when I do the filling this, we do the white back pudding. So you can make this your own, but what better excuse to have a big gigantic fry? Oh, this is just a tomato, so it's gotten soft. Excuse me.
It was really soft.
Yeah. I should have got a knife. But every time I have that, it's a surprise.
That melts in your mouth. Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to enjoy eating the rest of our meal. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this with us. Wade will try to cut it down a little bit, I think. That seems to me it got a little long, no?
Yeah.
But give it a try. Ciao.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have to say.
Please like and subscribe and check out cherryhillhomecooking.com. See you in the next video. Bye.
Ciao. Yummy,
Easy
yummy.
on the, he's cutting the triangles.